After not matching, I deferred my med school graduation. Let's go over the pros and cons of this decision as well as how it impacted my interviews as a reapplicant. Hi, my name is Avery and I successfully matched into ophthalmology residency after taking 2 gap years and going unmatched my first year, here to share all the lessons I've learned throughout the process with you. I deferred graduation based off feedback I received from a mentor who cited higher match rates for MD seniors over MD grads. Although this is true, I don't think this is the most accurate because most MD seniors are first-time applicants and this doesn't necessarily apply to reapplicants. As far as I know, there isn't any data out yet regarding MD senior versus MD grads for reapplicants specifically. However, I think a significant advantage of maintaining your student status is to continue receiving your student benefits. Every school does things a little bit differently, but for example, you may be able to continue deferring loans or get additional student loans. You can maintain your student health insurance, or you can continue applying for away rotations as a student if you maintain your student status. This should be a conversation you should be having with your school administration. Keep in mind though that medical schools may be pushing for you to graduate or SOAP more so for their own self-interest rather than yours, just to keep their graduation and match rates high. I personally didn't encounter much pushback from my school and they were very supportive, but I've also heard from other people that their schools were pushing back a lot and they had to really fight to get that deferral, so really make sure you're doing what's best for you in your situation. One of the largest factors when it comes to deferring is based off the gap year position you secure. For example, some gap year programs require that you start as a postdoc, in which case you'd have to graduate, whereas some other programs require that you start earlier in the year, like in April, in which case graduation may not be feasible. If either of those apply to you, then the decision to defer or not is basically already made. The most pressing question, however, is whether deferring would make a difference with the amount of interviews that you receive. I think the thought process behind this is that if you maintain your student status, then you won't get automatically filtered out by programs that won't otherwise consider MD grads. However, if that's truly the case, programs would filter you out once they realize you're a reapplicant anyway, and you should be forthcoming about that in your application. In my case, I can say with almost near certainty that it didn't make any difference with the number of interview invitations I got. Since I had also already taken a research year between 3rd and 4th year, it actually raised more questions as programs were asking me why it was taking me 6 years to graduate, and I had to explain my first research year and then my second research year. Most of the reapps I know who later matched didn't end up deferring, so it really doesn't make a difference. Overall, I suggest that you make your decision based off logistical factors and what makes sense for your own unique situation.